Des professional investor, and we are going live today with our show, the Note Investing for Newbies show. And so I'm really happy that you guys are here today. It's going to be fun. I've got a really interesting topic today because people always want to know, how do I get started? How can I get that first note deal down? Right? I'm going to actually answer that question today. And so it ought to be interesting. If you're new to note investing, this is the right spot to be. If you'd like to know more about how to invest in mortgage notes, we're going to give you some pointers on that today. And we're also going to be sharing with you some ways that you can learn more as well about note investing, a way that you can reliably learn more. I want to thank you guys for showing up here today. Do me a favor, you guys that are here, hit me up in the chat. Let me know that you're here. Let me know your name and maybe where you're from, like, what state, all right, city and state, if you want to give that. I'd like to see who we got on with us today. Well, I'm excited to be able to share this message with you today because, as I said earlier, this is what most people want to know right away when they get started. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to start by just talking about what a note is, because I know that since this is the Note Investing for Newbies show, it's not unusual for us to have people who don't really even know what note investing is that are listening in and tuning in to the show. So just so that we're all on the same page, let me tell you just briefly what a note is. A promissory note, as the way that I use them, is basically an IOU. So if someone owes someone else money and they sign a document that says, I owe you money and I agree to pay you back, that is a note. We call it a promissory note. Now, in addition to the promissory notes, we also have a second document that is used in our space, and that is called a mortgage. And what is a mortgage? A mortgage is a document that issues or grants a collateral interest in something. So, for example, if you are borrowing money from someone to buy a house and you sign a mortgage and you give that to them, basically you're saying to them, if I don't pay you back, this mortgage says that you can take my house. That's what a mortgage basically says. If I don't pay you back, Mr. Banker, you can take my house. And so when I say we're buying a promissory note, we're buying the promissory note, which is the IOU, but we're also getting the mortgage as well, because if they don't pay us back, we get to take the real estate and then we own it. And once we own that real estate, we can do whatever we want to do with it. We can live in it. We can move into it. We can rent it out. We can give it away, donate it to charity or whatever. Right? We can let relatives live in it, or we can sell it, which is what I usually do when I get properties back. As a matter of fact, I just got one back a few weeks back, maybe 2 months ago now, and I just sold it yesterday, which is kind of nice. I think I'm going to make about $60,000 on that one. So, there's good money to be made in the note business, and that's why people want to do this. And so I want to thank you guys again for checking in here. If you're on here with me, let me know who you are. Hit me up in the chat. If you are watching this on Facebook, do me a favor and like this and share it. You can learn more about note investing over at the Note Investor University. They are our sponsor every week. And at the noteinvestoruniversity.com, you can sign up and enroll in the training that's there, and you can work at your own pace. They have several hundred videos that are there on different topics. You can find the topics that interest you and you can study those, or you can just study the whole thing. If you want to become an all-out baller expert, then just study all of it. But it's all available to you when you sign up at our university. And by the way, our university is the most affordable university that you'll ever attend. So go over there and check it out. Here's some students from our university and some comments that they've made. Donna and Michael T. They say, this program has changed our lives. We're on our 5th note, and we are selling our rental house so that we can buy more. These guys are genuine. Thank you very much, Donna and Michael. I do appreciate those kind words. You can see the other kind words that are there as well. Let's just see. Here we go. Sorry, I didn't have that on the screen. Anyway, you can see the other kind words that others have written about us as well as you go through it. And if you want to just see more testimonials, head on over to noteinvestoruniversity.com. You can see what our students have to say about our program. It's free to just go over and check that out, obviously. Like it and share it on Facebook. I would really appreciate that today if you would do that for me. Get me some Facebook love, some Facebook juice. Help get this thing spread around because we are changing lives. We're helping people literally become financially independent. And that's what we're going to be talking about today, by the way, how you can create financial independence. If you're on YouTube, subscribe to my channel. Please do. I think that you'll enjoy it. And every single week, I put out new content to help you get smarter and smarter in the note space. And at some point, you're going to be an expert, right? That's how we become expert. We just keep learning and keep doing, and we become an expert at it. But today, as I said, we're going to be talking about how to get started, how to get that first note deal done. And then you'll have reason to celebrate. I know it's scary, and I get that. People are often worried about how to invest in notes or investing in anything, really. I mean, you work hard for your money. And the last thing you want to do is put your money into some place that you might actually lose it. Nobody wants that, right? Back in the day, there was a comedian named Will Rogers, who was kind of like a folksy kind of guy, you know what I mean? Down home humor kind of a guy. He said, look, when I'm talking to these investment specialists, I'm more concerned about the return of my money than I am the return on my money, right? I get that. You don't want to put out $1,000 and get back $999. Okay, nobody wants that. Right? If you put out $1,000, you at least want to get your $1,000 back. And the beautiful thing about investing in mortgage notes is that you have the collateral. The collateral is worth more than what you invested. And so if the people don't pay you back, you get the house. You can sell the house and get back all your money plus some, as I just did. As I mentioned at the beginning of this show today, we just closed on the sale of one of the houses that I got back in foreclosure. And I believe we're making around a $60,000 profit on that property. It could be 80. I just remember it was an even number and it was up there pretty good. And I'll be looking into that with the title company to see exactly how much we made on that deal. So those kind of deals are out there for you. And the reason I'm saying that is that you don't have to lose sleep over this stuff. Once you put your money into a note deal, you don't need to be restless and wonder, did I do the right thing? Did I just make a giant mistake? You don't have to sweat that because collateral backs you up. Now, if you got your money in the stock market, then you should be losing sleep, especially now, because the market is going to turn. It's been too high for too long, and it's going to turn. It always does, right? It always does. And when it turns, it either has a bear market or a bear market. It either has a correction or a bear market. And if it has a bear market, we're talking about giant drops, 20, 30, 40% drops in the value of your stocks. That's terrible. It takes decades to recover from something like that. So let's look at this. Let's look at how people make their money, because how we make our money is something that we can control. And that's what I'm going to be talking with you guys about here today, how to control how much money you make. I see that we got our friend Gary, the truck driver, in here today. Thank you, Gary, for checking in. Glad to see you, buddy. Welcome. I think you're going to like today's session. Thanks for checking in. You know what, guys? Here's how it works. In most of our lives, we've all been taught to do this. We've all been taught, go get a job, work hard, right? They call it the 40-40 plan. You go get a job, you work 40 hours a week for 40 years, and when you hit retirement, boom, now you can enjoy your life, right? You save, you scrimp, you pinch pennies. That's what we are taught. And we also taught that you work for money. You know, kind of like, well, you do some work and you expect to get paid right away. You work, you get paid. And you work and you get paid. And you work and you get paid. It's almost like, I watch people that train animals often, right? And I watch, like, if they're training a dog, every time the dog does his trick, the trainer gives them a reward, right? And so people that are going to work to get paid and following that system, in my opinion, they're like that dog, right? I did my trick, where's my bone? I did my trick, where's my bone, right? Work and get paid. Work and get paid. If that's all you got, that's fine, but there's a better way, guys. Now, I'm not saying you should go quit your jobs. I'm simply saying you should be doing something so that one day you don't have to work and you'll still get paid. I mean, think about this. Right now, the problem with the work and get paid is this. If you can't work, you can't get paid. Some of you guys experienced this right during COVID, right? You experienced this. You saw that you couldn't get paid for the work that you were doing. Well, that's a problem. That's a problem, right? The worst part of that problem is that you don't actually even control the whole scenario. Someone else controls whether or not you work. Now, think about that for just a minute. Somebody else decides whether or not you work and whether or not you can support your family. I mean, isn't that kind of that's a reason to lose sleep, right? I made the comment, and I know it's controversial for me to say this, but I made the comment that employees are just one level above slaves. Because in our country, prior to the abolition of slavery, people used slaves to perform labor in our industry. And it was free labor for the most part. And but once slavery was abolished, something had to replace it. Somebody had to do that labor. And that's where employees came in. And our school system was designed and developed and funded to teach people how to go out and get a job and change their time for dollars, right? Exchanging time for money. And that is what we've all been taught. To me, an employee is just literally one level above a slave. That's just my opinion, okay? Everybody's entitled to their own, and that's mine. And I'm not putting it down. I'm just saying this is a reality. And if you want to be that person, you want somebody telling you what time to show up, what time you can go home, what time you can take lunch, when you can have a vacation, when you can take a break, right? How much you're going to make, right? If you want somebody telling you that, then fine, just be an employee. But if you want to take control of your life and do something better than that, then what you want is financial freedom. That means the freedom, the ability to sustain and support your standard of living now and into the future from a source of passive income. So that's what notes are. Notes provide you with a source of passive income, guys. And so I'm going to be showing you guys some people that have created passive income in their life. And I'm going to show you also how you can do the exact same thing, right? So here's how it works when you're creating passive income. You do the work once, and then you get paid again and again and again and again and again. Now, to me, that's better, okay? As a matter of fact, this guy did that. You guys know who he is? I know some of you guys are young. You may not know who that is. But this guy did that. This guy's been dead for several decades now. And if you know his name, put it into the chat. Let me know if you know his name. I know some of you guys are younger, or some of you are a little bit older. You might know who that is. But his estate to this very day still collects $3 million a month for work that he did 40, 50, 60 years ago. That's what I'm talking about, guys. Doing the work once and getting paid again and again and again and again. Looks like nobody knows. Oh, I was going to say, nobody knows who this is. I have to tell you, youngsters. But Gary knows. Gary, you're totally right. That's Mr. Elvis Presley, right? Elvis Presley, the king of rock and roll, as they say. So, yeah, his estate's still collecting $3 million a month years after he died. 35, 40 years after he died. That's amazing, right? But maybe you can't sing. Maybe you don't have the talent like him. Maybe you can't act. Well, he couldn't act, but maybe some people say he couldn't act. I always enjoyed some of his movies, right? But what about this person here? Maybe you know this woman. I think a lot of us know her, right? She's on TV all the time. Progressive Insurance. You guys know who that is, right? Put her name in the chat. You young people, I bet you know her name. Well, guess what? She does TV commercials for Progressive Insurance. And to this day, for commercials that she shot a decade ago, she collects $42,000 a month in income for work that she did back in the day. $42,000 a month. That's what I'm talking about. What can you do, right? What can you do in your own life to do the work today and get paid again and again and again? That's called financial freedom, guys. That's what I'm talking about here. And what I'm going to share with you today, you can do, right? You can do it. All you need, need to do is to follow a simple strategy and a realistic plan, and you can totally secure your financial future. And you can do it with mortgage-backed promissory notes. By the way, for those of you that don't know, that commercial girl, her name is Flo. They call her Flo, right? So here's what I can tell you. You can invest in mortgage-backed promissory notes by following the system that I'm about to outline for you, and then you can create income into your life that will come in for decades, just like I've done, just like many of our students have done over at the Note Investor University. You can learn how to do this by heading over to noteinvestoruniversity.com, signing up for the program. It's very affordable. Very affordable. You probably spend more each month on your cell phone than you're going to spend to learn how to become wealthy in this course. A lot more. Okay. So one of the gentlemen here, Kent, says, hey, I spent thousands and thousands of dollars on real estate seminars. And honestly speaking, when I came across your course, it was an eye opener. I'm ready to invest in the future of my family. Thank you, Kent, for sharing that. Dr. Ivan says, I've worked with Desi for the last 2 years. He's the real thing. His program is very thorough and has real life examples of actual deals. I highly recommend his training. And my friend Margaret says, I've been a realtor for over 30 years and I never thought I could become the bank. Because you see, guys, when you are in the mortgage note business, you're in the money business. You are literally the bank for some homeowner. So I want you guys to share this because I'm going to keep talking about this here for a few more minutes. But share this on Facebook. Let's get some other folks involved in this so that they can learn how this stuff works too. Let me know if you shared it. Let me know. Just put it into the chat that you shared it or you liked it. Okay. And if you are on YouTube, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I will be putting out new content consistently, something new every single week. Most weeks I put out more than one new piece of content, so you can learn a lot about note investing. So let me show you guys how to do this. Okay, I've been talking about why you should do it, because otherwise you're just going to be like a hamster on a wheel, just going, right? Or the dog working for the bone. I did my trick. Where's my bone? I did my trick. Where's my bone? That's what dogs do when you're training them. And that's what employees do. I showed up for work. Where's my paycheck? I showed up for work. Where's my paycheck? That's okay to pay your bills. But if you want to become financially secure, if you want to become wealthy, you got to get way past that. Okay. You got to get way past that. All right. So here's a case study. This is a mortgage note that I still own to this day. The value of the house when I bought this note back in 2014 was $50,000. That's what the local realtor said. The people owed $55,000 on the mortgage. Now the house today is worth double that. It's gone up a lot since 2014, but the people's balance has gone down a little bit because they've been paying their payments every month. The payments are $450 a month. They had, at the time that I bought the note, they had 220 payments left to pay, right? 220 payments left. And we bought this note for $35,500. Now, the reason that I say we, and by the way, I want to thank Rain, Super Lady, for liking and sharing this this post, this show. I really do appreciate that. You're my favorite today. So anyway, we bought this note for $35,000. And the reason that I say we is because when it was time to buy this note, I did not have $35,500 available to do it. But I was able to find someone else who did, and we just split that $450 a month. They get part and I get part. They did all the money. I found the note. We did the work. I did the work, found the note, and now I'm getting paid every month. I've already been getting paid every month for the last 2014 to now. That's 8. What's that? 8 years? 14 to 6. Yeah, 8 years now. 8 years I've been collecting on this thing. The work that I did 8 years ago, and I'm still getting paid every single month. Who thinks that's the bomb? If you like that, hit me up in the chat. Let me know. That sounds good. Put in there, I like it. I like it. See, and I've got about 50 or 60 of these guys, literally, that I get every single month. And I'm looking for new notes to do all the time. And you can do the very same thing. Once you do this, you're going to have financial freedom and you won't have to go to work. Now, if you like what you do, keep going to work. Keep going to work. Nothing to stop you from doing that. Take the money that you make at work to support your lifestyle, take all the money you're making on notes and buy more notes, right? That's what you can do. You have that option. I love having the options that are available to me now that I have created so much passive income into my life. That's the name of the game. Gary says he likes it. Gary, you should like it, man. I know that you're in the game. So that's how this stuff works. Gary, the truck driver, is in the note business game. And so you guys need to get in here too. Get in here with Gary. All right. Hey guys, so let me show you here with the next thing. So we paid $35,000. So here's how it worked. I did the work once. Back in 2014, I found the note. Where did I find the note? I found this note through one of the contacts that I had made online. And I teach people how to do that. I teach you where to go online and how to let people know that you're interested in buying notes. And people will find you and say, hey, I have a note for sale. Then I vetted the note. What does that mean? I took a look at it to make sure it was a good note. How did I know what to look for? Well, I was trained. That's how you know what to look for, right? That's how I learned what to look for. I had a guy that was my mentor, a teacher. He taught me what to look for. And that's exactly what I do with people right now. I teach people what to look for. And then I found funding. As I said, I didn't have the money to buy the note myself at that time. And so I found a guy who did have the money. Now, how did I find him? I started doing the things that I was taught to do. See, you don't have to reinvent the wheel. You don't have to try to figure this stuff out. There's already people out here doing what I'm telling you to do. And I teach people how to do exactly what I've done, and they are doing it. The ones that are paying attention. Some don't pay attention. Some people, I don't know if they're afraid of making money or what, because I don't hold anything back. I share everything. I said, this is exactly what you do. I even show you how to do it. I even give you the paperwork if you need paperwork, whatever. So there's no reason for you to be struggling. No reason for you to be wondering, can you do this? That's why I'm here until I retire. I just turned 69 a few days ago, and I'm not going to keep doing this. I'm not going to keep coming here on Tuesdays and sharing this stuff for very much longer. Maybe the rest of the year. That might be about it. So I'm saying you need to get started with me so you can learn how to do this stuff right away. Okay? Learn from me directly by getting started at our program. Head over to the Note Investor University. So I structured the deal. And when I structured the deal, I got paid, right? And that's what happens now. I get paid. I get paid every single month. And I have been getting paid every single month on this whole thing for 8 years. You guys, that's the name of the game. So that's what I want you guys to learn how to do. To get started, you just have to go out and know how to find notes. We teach you how to find notes, performing notes, non-performing notes, slow pay notes, private lending, partials, tails. We teach you all that stuff. My favorite are performing notes. Performing notes are notes where people are making their mortgage payment every month because I want cash flow. Cash flow, baby. Dollar bills coming in every single month. That's what it's all about. I like that. It makes me sleep well at night. Okay? So, and you can buy a bunch of them. And I teach you how to use technology to use other people's money to buy notes. We teach you how to do the due diligence because you have to know what you're looking for. How do you know if it's a good note or a crappy note? You need to know how to check out the collateral and all that stuff. It's not overwhelming. It's not rocket science. Think about this. If it'll make you rich, why not learn it? Right? I can tell you this. You can become wealthy in 4 years following what I teach you. Wealthy from knowing nothing to being rich in 4 years doing this. Okay? We teach you how to find notes, how to use the internet, how to use realtors, lenders, hard money banks, all of that stuff. We show you how to do all of that stuff. You need to know how to do this if you're going to do it, because otherwise you're just going to be, spinning your wheels, right? We teach you how to find the right states to invest your notes in. This is not a commercial. I'm simply saying if you're going to be making money with notes, you're going to buy your first note. This is the stuff you need to learn how to do. So you should never put any money out to buy a note or anything else if you don't even know what you're doing. First things first, you need to learn what you're doing. So take advantage of our free 1-hour consultation. Okay? Get over to Note Investor University. You can schedule your consultation with myself or Patrick. You'll see us on there. Our calendars are on there. You literally pick the time you want to talk to us, and we'll be there. We can do a Zoom or we can do it by phone. It's up to you. Okay. So here are the 3 steps. Get educated, get a game plan, and then get off your rear end and get started. That's it. That's it. And we're going to help you. Okay. So guys, head on over to noteinvestoruniversity.com. Get yourself signed up. Get started. Let me teach you. Okay. That's what I got for today, guys. That's what I got for today. I hope you found this insightful and hopefully inspiring. I hope it'll inspire you to change your life. Don't remain a slave for some employer. Just don't. I mean, you might have to be one for a while, but you can work your way out to your own freedom. Get control of your life. And then teach it to your kids and teach it to your nieces and nephews and your grandkids. Okay? Because they don't have to even go there. You can teach them how they never have to go there and be a slave for anybody, how they can own their life. All right. So there you go, guys. Gary says, thank you. It's my pleasure, Gary. I love seeing people change their lives. Love it. Love it. Love it. I feel like I've been very blessed, and I feel like I should be a blessing for others. And that's why I do this every week, to try and be a blessing for others. It kind of disappoints me when people don't take advantage of it, right? It disappoints me. It's like, why not? You got something better to do? Just to change your life forever? Really? You got something better to do than that? Something better to do than to take your family and put them in a place where they never have to worry about money again, ever? You got something better to do than that? If you got something better to do than that, then I'm jealous. Okay? I can tell you this, though. You get the money thing out of the way, and your family's going to be a lot happier, a lot more secure. Yeah, a lot happier, a lot more secure. So, Johnny, you did miss a bunch, but I'm going to put this up on my YouTube channel. I'm going to have to edit it because we had some technical difficulties in the middle, but I'll edit it. I'll get it up on my YouTube channel. Get over to Desi Arnaz. Go to youtube.com and just search for Desi Arnaz Notes. And you'll see this thing up there. I'll have it edited. I'll have my editor edit this thing. It'll be up there in probably the next 24 hours, maybe 48 hours, whenever she gets it done. But Johnny, it's not too late. Most important thing you can do is head on over to Note Investor University and get signed up in our training program if you haven't already. And if you have already, then take those classes and get yourself on one of our coaching calls. Okay? And then show up on our Saturday mastermind calls too. We have one every Saturday. Johnny, man, I feel like I missed so much. Hey guys, my battery on my laptop's about to go out on me, so I'm going to go ahead and end the show today. Thank you all so much for sharing with me today and spending this time with me. God bless you all. Peace, and I'll talk to you all next week.